Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls 3. In the last episode, we made our way through the Grand Archives. To the Grand Archives. We killed a Crystal Sage. Smack. And dead. We became a learned man. We took on a 1v3 gank fight. Oh, yep, we got it. Epic. Oh, smack. 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 You're dead. This dude's wearing the Faram set. I love that set. Give me your armor! Dead. And smack. And smack. And dead. And fought some angels. Yep, these guys. Smack. Ow. And backstab! And you die! Ooh, ooh. Heal! Almost lost it there. There we go. Woo! Felt my heart stop for a second there, and he suddenly started doing so much damage to me. I was like, oh Jesus. Who tried to kill us with their holy light. And we killed them good. Because we are strong. With big sword. And good armor. Anyways, we're going to be continuing on from where we left off last time. And making our way across a certain bridge. To our destiny. That's why I call it the Bridge of Destiny. Yeah. Alrighty, back at the Grand Archives. Now we call over here, and oh, that elevator is not there. We pull the lever to bring the elevator down. And we wait. And it is now here. So we come up here, and we head up. And, ooh, actually, you know what? Before we do this, I actually forgot some things. I'm gonna go back to Shrine Bonfire because I have things to give to people. First and foremost, Arbeka Vinheim, I have a scroll for you.
Back again, I suppose this...
Yes, give scroll.
Unfathomable. This is a crystal sorcery. Created by the Pale Dragon. Thought only to exist in legend. I am ever grateful to you. This is truly sublime.
Indeed.
I am afraid this is a debt I cannot repay. Only, I will be sure to unravel it for you. Just a moment.
And now we can learn it from him.
Again, let us begin with the basics. You come again.
Bye-bye. That's all he needs. Do we?
I am...
Now we don't have anything to give
What
him.
is...
Righto. So we did all that, and then I think, I have Estus Shard to reinforce.
Wasn't he?
Reinforce, yes. Do I have another one? Nope. I do not. A lot. And yes, this is good.
Pretty big.
Yes. And then I think I also have Bone Shard to burn. Burn the Bone Shard. There we go. And now... Right. Now we can set off to the Grand Archives. Righto. Let's do this proper. Leather gauntlets. Leather belt. Ah! That's an old meme. Anyways, going up the elevator again. Up to the place where we had the 3v1 gank right there. And now we come up to the area where we fought the angels. Right up there. And now we cross the Bridge of Destiny. And kill a lot of guys who seek to, ow, prevent us from achieving our destiny. Die. Because they're assholes. Die. Die. Ow. Die. Die. Thankfully it's just basic hollows here. Nothing major, except for that guy. Schmeck. Ow. Schmeck. Schmeck. We do have bigger, more threatening Lothric Knight to deal with. But it's fine. Yay. Smack. Smack. Dead. Large China Chard. We do have more Lothric Knights here. Kind of a lot of them, so we're gonna smack. Smack. And smack. Smack. Kill you. And ow. Problems. Smack. Smack. Ow. Smack. You will not kill me, good sir. Smack. 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 Ow. Smack. Dead. Yay. We have killed many a foe. And now we head up these stairs to... Are there any more guys up here? I don't think so. Nope, we're good. We in the clear. Now, we do have... Not here. There are summon signs up here, if you want to, but... No? Huh. Thought there were. Eh. Over here we have an elevator. Going back down so that we don't have to fight people all over again. There we are, and we're back in Lothric Castle. Back in this area, where we'll go up and hit the bonfire over here to refresh our stuff. It's kind of annoying that it's this distance, but whatever, it's fine. Only other bonfire that I think is technically maybe closer involves running past enemies, so this is just safer. Or is it? No, I don't even think it's closer. Oh, whatever. And back up the way. And now. Oh, we're gonna wait for him to walk by. Do not mind us, good sir. We're just going to kill your boss. And now we enter the royal chambers.
dear. Another dogged contender. Welcome, unkindled one. Purloiner of cinders.
Thank you.
Mind you, the mantle of Lord interests me none. The fire-linking curse, the legacy of lords, let it all fade into nothing. You've done quite enough. Now have your rest.
Alright, Lorian Elder Prince. This guy's a bit of a tricky boss. He's a big dude with a big sword, and he likes to teleport. But you gotta time your dodges with very carefully. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, he's over there. Hello. Ow. Yeah. Teleporting isn't very well telegraphed, but it's kind of his advantage. Oop, you missed. Dang it. Ow. Yep. Yeah. The only real way to tell that he's about to teleport is that he'll start to like fade just before he actually teleports, so it's like the only telegraph that you get. A little annoying, but it's fine. Schmeck. Not too difficult otherwise. There we go. Phase 1 done. Phase 2, on the other hand, is a little more trouble.
Oh, dear brother. I'm on my way.
Yes. Come hither, Prince.
My brother. Unyielding sword of Lothric's prince. Rise if you would. For that is our curse.
Aw, he's giving him a piggyback ride. Ooh, and they're embering it up, just like we are. Hello. Still got the same teleport gimmick, but in addition, Lothric is firing spells from Lorian's back, so... Now, they both have health bars, but the person we're really trying to kill is Lothric. If you kill Lorian, he'll go down and Lothric will just res him. So, we want to try and do as much damage to both of them as we can. Fortunately, Lothric can be a little difficult to hit. Ha! You missed. So it's not long enough, buddy! Smack.
Dear brother.
And smack. And smack. Ow. You cannot breach the defenses of thugs. Ow. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. ha! You missed again! And smack!
My words, everyone. You remain among the accursed.
Lord of Cinder. Fallen. Yeah, got it on my first try. I'm proud of that. Usually takes me a couple more tries, but looks like I'm going for the one and done this episode. Righto. So, I don't think there's anything else in this room. So, we're just going to head on back to Fireling's Shrine. Yes, indeedy do. Buckler. Righto. Come over here. Did we? Yes, okay, we did that. Hello, Lothric.
Aha, that's so.
Indeed I have. So, from Lothric, I think we can only get this one, but... Oh, no. We can get either Lothric's Holy Sword or Lorian's Greatsword before that. Let me actually read the description of the boss soul before I forget. So, Soul of the Twin Princes. The two princes rejected their duty to become Lords of Cinder and settled down far, far away to watch the fire fade from a distance. A curse makes their souls nearly inseparable. So, yeah. Basically, the backstory for these characters is that Lothric, the kingdom, is kind of like how what the first kingdom of this world was, the kingdom of the gods, Anor Londo. Basically, their whole deal is linking the flame. Kind of like... Actually, it's more similar to Dark Souls 2's Land of Drangleic. Where the kingdom's whole purpose is kind of centered around continuing the age. So, for Drangleic, that was taking place in the Throne of Want with the First Flame and everything. And in Lothric, that's with the Lords of Cinder. Now, I believe I've already mentioned this a couple times, but basically, Lothric's whole bit of linking the fire and extending the age of fire, that's like the entire point of their royal line, basically. And so Lothric, Prince Lothric himself, was sort of set in line to become the one who would link the First Flame. However, somebody convinced him to not do that. Somebody known only as the First of the Scholars. Now, there are several theories as to who the First of the Scholars is. Some people think it's just a random guy. Other people think it might be Aldia from Dark Souls 2, because in Dark Souls 2, a Scholar of the First Sin, Aldia never dies or anything. We fight him as the final boss after we defeat... What's her name? Nadalia or something? We fight Aldia last, but that wasn't, like, killing him. That was just him testing us to see if we were truly ready to wield destiny in our own hands. And then he kind of came along with us, basically, as we left. So, Aldia, considering his state, unless he still is subjected to, like, aging or whatever, and so long as nobody killed him, he could still be around in this time, and perhaps he was the first of the Scholars. Another third theory is that it was, Frampt, maybe? Or is it? Yeah, I think it's Frampt. Well, Dark Souls 1, the snake guy who helped us become the Dark Lord. I believe that was Frampt. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it. There are also theories that state it could have been Frampt, although I'm not 100% believing that one, simply because Frampt is a snake, and the only scholars we've seen are humanoid. Aldia isn't humanoid, but he used to be, and perhaps maybe he fixed that problem, or just took on like a humanoid puppet or whichever. I don't know. Something just tells me it isn't Frampt, because Frampt is involved in this game already, mostly with the Hollows of Lothric. That's where he's involved. We know if you kill Yulia over there, she'll mention Frampt's name as she dies, which suggests some loyalty to him, or at least his cause. So, Frampt is already involved in that direction. It seems unlikely that he would be involved in another way under a completely different identity. So, I think it's more likely that it was Aldea, but it could just as easily be a completely new character we've never seen. Anyways, so in the description, though, it does mention that the twins were cursed, because it was originally just Lothric and Lorian was born first. I think it'll mention in the sword. Let's see, Lorian's greatsword. Ultra Greatsword of Lorian, Prince Lothric's older brother, cast in smoldering molten steel and stained black. Before Lorian embraced his brother's curse, he was a knight who single-handedly slayed the demon prince, but the victory eternally scorched his sword with flame. And then skill Flame of Lorian. So, Lorian, I believe, was born first, and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, we'll take a look at Lothric's sword in a sec. Anyways, Lorian was born first. He's the firstborn son of the kingdom. He was, well, as you could tell from the boss fight, he was a pretty big dude. Very big, very powerful, very noble, just awesome. However, for some reason, he wasn't worthy to link the flame. It's never really stated why. It couldn't have been him, and the only reason why we know it couldn't have been him is because another description, I think it might say in Lothric's Holy Sword, actually. Let me double check. Lothric's Holy Sword. Prince Lothric's straight sword, blessed by Emma with potent magic. Young Lothric was meant to be a champion and was expected to wield this platinum sword, but some things will remain distant dreams forever. Not that one. Might say it in a different thing. Maybe their armor set? Let me check. Do they even have an armor set? I forget. There's the Exile set, Executioner. Here we go. Lorian's set. Armor of Prince Lothric's older brother Lorian. This black-dyed brass helm is patterned with flame. Lorian, raised as a knight, is said to have been left mute and crippled by his younger brother's curse. It is also said that Lorian, in fact, wished it so. No, it doesn't say it in here. Well, it says it in some other... Ooh, the Faram set. I might buy that later. Anyways, well, it's mentioned in some item, I forget which exactly, that Lorian was born specifically for the purpose of linking the flame. That was his stated purpose to be born. Kind of like how Gwyn in Dark Souls 1, each of his children were born for a specific purpose and kind of almost molded to fit that. Like how Guinevere was born as a sort of maternal goddess to sort of champion the age of peace that would follow the War of the First Flame, or the War of Disparity even. Gwyn's firstborn son, who is now lost and unknown, was born specifically for the purpose of war. Gwendolyn was born specifically for the purpose of defending the Age of Peace that Guinevere sort of championed and acted as a figurehead of. You get the whole deal. So Lothric was born in a similar way and presumably raised in a similar way. Although, it should be noted that Lothric was apparently born cursed. Now, the curse is never specified as to what it is, and nobody really knows. Or at least nobody that I've watched has any knowledge about it. All that is known is that Lothric was born sickly and kind of frail. And I think that kind of black robe that he's wearing, that's like the swaddling cloth that he was born into, and he just never shed it. So, yeah. He was born sickly, frail, and kind of just weak, and I think perhaps was probably even going to die. And then his older brother, Lorian, as was showcased in those item descriptions of his armor, embraced Lothric's curse, which sort of bound and fused his own soul to Lothric's, and both rendered Lorian mute and crippled his legs. So Lorian went from a big giant dude who was raised as a knight to being a mute and a cripple, which is why you don't hear him talk and why he's kind of crawling around on his legs all weird like. So yeah, and then I don't know if it was before that or after that that the first of the scholars convinced Lothric to not link the first flame, but it was done at some point, and when he decided to do that, then the Kingdom of Lothric decided to go Hail Mary and summon the other Lords of Cinder, like Yorm, the Abyss Watchers, Aldrich, and Ludlith, but they too, all of them, except for Ludlith, refused to link the first flame. Now, why exactly is that? Why do these Lords of Cinder, who linked the flame before, why are they refusing to do it now? Well, there's a couple of theories. One of the more, I guess, thematic ones being that the Lords of Cinder kind of think it's becoming futile to continue to link the Age of Fire, and that keeping this age alive for so long is like pointless, so they're negligent in their duties just to see it end. The other theory, more backed up by in-canon lore, is the fact that linking the first flame fucking sucks. Hurts like hell because you have to light yourself on fire for it. Where do we get that lore? Well, we get it from Ludlith of Courland. I believe it is if you kill him, and I'm not gonna test this out. You can look it up for yourself because I don't want to do this and then accidentally screw something up again with my luck and how things have been going this series. But I believe it's if you kill him and then rest at a bonfire or like save quit or something, he'll come back, but he'll be like asleep or something, and he'll be having this nightmare where he's like suffering in pain and begging something to be done with him, and it's presumed that he's dreaming about when he linked the first flame and is remembering how painful it was to basically be burnt alive. So yeah, if I was these guys and I already burnt myself alive once, I guess I wouldn't want to burn myself alive again either. So understandable where they're coming from. Now, though, we have indeed collected, well, actually, let me first get the soul item that I want.
So,
Transposition, Lion's Greatsword. Indeedy-do.
I to choose all.
Yes, indeed. Lorian's Greatsword. Let's see. It's pretty good. Honestly, it's whenever I've used it, it's, as you can see, it's got like descaling with everything. So it's kind of like a quality build weapon, if you know what those are. I'm using strength build, obviously. Then there's dex builds, and quality build is like leveling both strength and dexterity. So I think that's mostly what this weapon is for, but it also will start scaling with faith and intelligence or something. I don't fully remember it scaling. I rarely use the weapon. But yeah, it's a cool looking weapon. Not the best in my opinion. I like things like Fugs more, because Fugs is just awesome. But with all of that settled, let us place the final Lord of Cinder. And we have Lothric's head. It's kind of disturbing because all the other ones are either just a helmet or a skeleton head, but then that is legit just his head. And our maiden is approaching the bonfire, and now we're gonna give her a good old chat.
The 5 lords sit their 5 thrones,
Indeed they do.
all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords.
Oh, you.
Ashen One, with the Lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the Lord's embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true Lord, fit to link the fire.
Sure thing.
Farewell, Maester.
Kneel. Give me your power.
Noble Lords of Cinder, the fire
Bye,
fades,
Bloodlith.
and the Lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir. Let him grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
And now, we are the true Lord of Cinder. Now within the kiln of the first flame. And now we see the truth of the world. A world collapsing in upon itself. All places, all ages, so enclosed and encroached in a dying age. For even the sky itself bears the mark of the dark sign. How apocalyptic! So yeah, this is one hell of a view. Look at all those mountains. Look at all that. And look at all that. It's just a cavalcade of just crap stacked in on top of each other. So intense. And now, we proceed to elsewhere. Kiln of the First Flame. I don't know why it goes instant teleport, but it does. And so we do. Now, this is the last area of the game. We're not going to be screwing with this yet. Instead, we're going to go back to Firelink Shrine. And now, we're gonna... Well, actually. Money better spent. Where is it? Yeah. My favorite set.
Ashen One.
Do I care that it has less defense? No. It might be lighter, but it is also just cooler. Doot, doot, doot. Yes! And now we should have enough to just put on the Shield of Want. Ooh. And we can still roll easy. Hell yeah. My endgame setup. I'm looking nice. Well, not actually endgame setup, but close to it. It's a different sword that I intend to wield at the very end, but you'll know what it is when we get it. Anyways, I do believe that this is going to be where we end things here for today. Next time, instead of going into the grand finale of the game, we've got 2 DLCs to contend with. And these 2 DLCs are some of the best DLCs in all of gaming. Hope you guys are excited. I'll see you then. Remember to like and subscribe, and join me next time for Ariandel.